But first, we talk to acclaimed British Indian author Salman Rushdie about free speech and the fight against Islamic State, which claimed responsibility for last week's Paris attacks. Salman Rushdie came to Germany to promote his new book, 2 Years, 8 Months, and 28 Nights, a story blending mythology and history to depict the struggle between rationality and irrationality, good and evil. It's a struggle he's familiar with. For 12 years, he had to live in hiding after Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khomeini, issued a fatwa calling for his death. Now, after the terrorist attacks of recent days, the novel and its author seem more relevant than ever.
But is your novel a comment on the current times?
Well, I mean, it arises out of, it's not a commentary, I mean, that's a job for non-fiction and journalism. But it's a reflection which arises from thinking about the modern world, But the thing about writing a book which is about, these great opposed forces of fanaticism and liberalism and tolerance and intolerance and rationality and irrationality, is that, of course, that has a contemporary version which we are all aware of now.
For many years you've been warning about a revival of religious fervor. Are writers a better visionaries?
No, I think it's just a question of paying attention. I think for a long time people in the West were not paying attention to what was happening in the Islamic world, and so it seems they were surprised when these manifestations began to occur, like first Al-Qaeda, now ISIS. I think if you were paying attention, I mean, it was still horrifying, but it wasn't surprising.
You were not surprised about the terror?
No, I wasn't surprised. But yes, I was specifically surprised by the attack in New York on 9/11. I didn't expect that to happen. But I knew that there were people around who were trying to do bad things, and so it was, it was sadly obvious that they had succeeded. I mean, now maybe we're all a little bit better informed.
And a little bit more afraid?
One of the things I like about what's happened in the last week is the way in which people in Paris have demonstrated their willingness to set aside the fear, to continue to live the life of Paris, to continue to go to restaurants and music venues and football games and to continue to be Parisians, and I think that's the correct answer.
Yeah, but France's President Hollande has claimed that France is now at war, are we? Yeah,
well, I mean, there is somebody who is at war with us, that's for sure, and I don't know whether these phrases are useful. I always objected to the American administration's term, the war on terror, because I thought you can't win a war on terror. You can't sign a peace treaty, with terror, and it's a rhetorical term, rather than an actual term.
Do you have any explanation why ISIS fascinates so many young people?
I think a certain number of these people are clearly psychotics. They're people who want the chance to kill people. The propaganda has been very effective. Young people are impressionable.
Does it have something to do with a crisis or a lack of ethical values in the Western world?
No, I don't think so. I think, one of the things we have to really guard against is blaming ourselves for our enemy. This is not our fault. This is a death cult that has grown up inside Islam.
When the Satanic Verses were published, you had to hide yourself for many years. Did you see any strengths you didn't expect?
I think I discovered I was tougher than I thought I was. I think I was also fortunate that I had a very loving and supporting group of friends and family around me who helped me a lot in those years. And also I think it helped a lot that I was a writer and I could continue with my work, because I feel, whether there's danger or not, I feel when I'm writing, I feel myself.
Salman Rushdie never set out to lead a fight for freedom of expression. It was thrust upon him. For Rushdie, standing up for our values begins with defending freedom of speech.